Welcome back to the Gratiot Valley Model Railroad Layout Tour, Episode 3. Today we're going to be continuing our tour of Grand Bend Yard, as well as going up to Summit, the highest point on the layout. As we've noted before, there's a passenger station here at Grand Bend Yard, and a little bit of information on the layout. The layout encompasses 43 by 53 foot space. There is 340 feet of main line with 4 branch lines also, which have approximately 33 feet of track on the branch lines. Here in Grand Bend, we have a couple of other industries on this end of the yard. We have Rainbow Bright Toys, takes box cars underneath. Maybe one or two per every couple of operating sessions. Butterball Feed and Flour, which is a really active industry on this part of the layout. It gets 1 or 2 cars every operating session. Have a couple other things here. Have a little restaurant for crews. They can walk over there, and here's the tower on the west end. This building here is not an industry, but just a little thing to take up space. It also has the what we would call the pusher engine track, or the helper engine for getting up the grades. And the largest industry in Grand Bend, Perry's Pickles, named after a member here. Perry's Pickles has an ice house, has its own offices, takes deliveries of vinegar. This little freight house here takes deliveries of spices, also fresh vegetables. They do more than pickles here. They do other pickled products, pickled vegetables. There's the cannery building. Also takes delivery of coal because it has its own steam generating plant. And over here we have another freight house that brings in boxes, jars, and such. And then, as we noted before, we had pickle cars. They come in here to deliver pickles to the brine tanks. I'll give you a look at the west end switching panel. All the switches on the layout, for the most part, are controlled by tortoises. And we come into an area that is unfinished here. There's been some debate what we want to put here. A lot of people say they want to put a rail tie making facility, a junkyard, small village, amongst the other ideas, and just a swampy area. Just a little bit of low land, maybe. It's always nice to have a little bit of just scenery out here. Let's see, we've working our way up to Summit, the highest point on the layout. Now this grade is not prototypical. It's a pretty good grade. And some of the engines, if they have a large consist, do either need to split their train and take it up in 2 pieces up to Summit, or they can have a helper engine dispatched to them as well. Got some sheep grazing on the hillside here, along with somebody with a good sense of humor put 2 gentlemen mowing the grass in here. I think that's pretty funny. They're mowing the mountainside, but it is pretty. It comes up a long section of track here going up. I do believe we have some YouTube video of some trains moving up this way. And we come up to Summit, the highest point on the layout. Little scratch-built bridge. Each one of these shingles is individually cut. A lot of people living up here in Summit. A lot of houses amongst the hills. Perhaps we'll see if I look hard enough here, maybe we'll see the Sasquatch. There's two Sasquatch that move around the layout. Somebody moves them every time, and if they're spotted by an engineer, they call it in. And so up at Summit, we have our third passenger station. A little area here. There's also a Y up here. And if you go through there, that goes over to the narrow gauge area. You can also get water, sand, coal up here. So, like we said before, on this switch panel, we can see the layout of Summit. And if we go up past the Y, we go to the narrow gauge section, which is Drummond Bay. It also has some HO scale track there, so dual purpose track. Up in the mountains here, I often neglect to mention that there's this big water pipe coming down from the mountain. Perhaps a spring or something up there, bringing water down to the water tank. Pretty neat. As we leave Summit, we come upon a chain gang working on the road. Got the police. Working here. Got some rail workers watching the chain gang. They're like, hey, keep a close eye on them. Don't want them hiding out in our little maintenance shack here. And that would conclude our episode 3. We'll continue on down to Bruce Hollow, our next video, and we'll visit the Great Bridge, the big trestle and such, as well as some other interesting aspects of the layout. This hill, this outcropping on this hill is, I think it's just fantastic. Pretty neat feature. And here in this area, there was a forest fire at one time. And so the remnants of the old fire, the undergrowth has started to grow back, some small pines in there. So that forest fire was some time ago. Hope you have a good day, and like and subscribe our channel. We're really happy with the number of people that have subscribed, and we're going to do some shout outs here to some other YouTube channels in the future, railway and non-railway related, that support our channel. And you have a good day.